Marvel Cinematic Universe has been around for almost 15 years now, and it is the only successful interconnected franchise that Hollywood has now. Other attempts by all the other studios to create the universe failed. DC Extended Universe failed after just 2 movies. Dark Universe by Universal failed after the first movie. Only the Monster Universe with King Kong and Godzilla is still sorta alive. But this franchise is not as successful as the studios probably expected. I watched all 3 movies and they all were genuinely mediocre, especially Kong vs Godzilla. Yes, I know DC Universe is not dead officially, not yet at least, but they failed fairly miserably. And right now the situation is very difficult. Warner Brothers were probably gonna reboot the franchise with Flash movie, but then Ezra Miller committed another crime, and now it's all in huge jeopardy. Marvel, on the other hand, has been stable for years. They've managed to build a franchise with multiple characters and multiple movies. I might not like most of their movies because I think they're fairly mediocre, but I really appreciate the universe that they created, how cohesive it felt, despite movies having different tones, like Captain America, Winter Soldier and Guardians of the Galaxy. Released the same year, by the way, 2014. I genuinely like watching Marvel movies in a movie theater, even mediocre ones. Watching MCU movie in a theater feels like going to the amusement park. The peak of Marvel Cinematic Universe was obviously Avengers Endgame, the movie that finished 10 years old Infinity Saga on the highest note. But after Infinity Saga, the situation changed, and I'll explain why. In November 2019, Disney officially launched its streaming service Disney+. MCU did have the shows before, but they were released on Netflix. And Kevin Feige didn't have any creative control over those shows. They were part of the MCU, indeed, but you didn't have to watch Daredevil or Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. in order to understand Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame. Watching movies was enough. With the launch of Disney+, the situation changed drastically. Because now Disney has the full creative control over the MCU shows, and they've become the essential part of the franchise, as important as the movies themselves. And now you must watch all the shows that are released on Disney Plus in order to understand Marvel's continuity. And that creates a huge problem for Marvel. Now, in order to understand the multiverse saga, fans must watch too much content. Way too much content. In 2021 we had 4 shows, 5 if we do count What If, and 4 movies. For the next year 2023 we are getting 4 movies and 5 shows. And I wouldn't mind watching all this stuff, but if it wasn't good, unfortunately it's not really good. I genuinely enjoyed only The Moon Knight and the first half of WandaVision, before it turned into a typical Marvel. Falcon and the Winter Soldier wasn't bad, but wasn't really good either. It was just mediocre. Loki had its moments of brilliancy, but overall the show is just fine. I haven't watched Hawkeye and Miss Marvel, and honestly, I don't wanna watch the shows. Watching 2 hours of mediocre content in a movie theater on a big screen is one thing, however watching hours and hours of TV shows is a different thing. I wish I could enjoy MCU shows, but unfortunately I can't, especially after the shows like The Boys. They just feel so polished and so family friendly, and they hardly take any risks. And this is why I enjoyed The Moon Knight. It's the show about a mercenary with split personality. Something that wouldn't really fit in on a big screen. Of course, Disney Plus has its advantages. Now we can see the stories of the characters that wouldn't have gotten their movies. I just wish the stories were really good. But unfortunately, they ain't. There is just too much mediocre content to consume now. Some people say that Phase 4 feels disconnected and directionless. Of course, it's not directionless. This whole multiverse saga is building up to Avengers, the Kang Dynasty, and Avengers, the Secret Wars. The movies that I'm really looking forward to watching, alongside with Fantastic Four. But unfortunately, to watch these two Avengers movies, we need to watch all their shows that they release on Disney Plus. And I don't think I can do that. I just don't think I'm ready to waste my time on watching all that MCU produces these days. I wanna genuinely enjoy and not force myself to watch. I totally don't mind watching 2, 3, even 4 movies per year in the theater, but watching 8 or 9 movies and shows, no. And that creates a problem because I'm still genuinely interested in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I wanna see Secret Wars and Fantastic Four and hopefully X-Men in the future. I love these characters and I want them on a big screen again. Even though we'll probably see X-Men on the big screen after Multiverse Saga, after Secret Wars. Right now we have too much content and unfortunately not enough quality. This is my big problem with the MCU right now. I really wish the quality of Disney Plus shows would get better in the future. But it's Disney, so nothing will probably change. They'll keep playing safe. And we'll get even more mediocre content. After all, the only thing that Disney cares about is money.